What's happening with the Poetic Mind Shift TV? Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Hit that notification bell. Man, I'm just out, man. Just sitting by the tree. I'm up under the shade a little bit. Just trying to find some peace, man. On my regular walk. But what I want to tell everybody, man, or whoever view this video, is don't be afraid to feel your feelings. Don't be afraid to feel your feelings. I think a lot of us, especially black people, people of the urban community, and just a lot of people, man, just are afraid to feel their feelings. I looked up a statistics that says that a lot of people are afraid to be vulnerable. I think it's like 90%. They're afraid to be vulnerable in public. 90%. So that's a lot, man. That's a lot of people who basically just stuck in their heads. And I just want to let everybody know, man, or whoever viewed this video, man, it's okay to feel, man. Especially men. We walk around with this macho image. We walk around with, our chest poked out, and, we tough and can't nobody mess with us, and I don't need to feel, and I ain't got no feelings, and I ain't got no emotions, and which is a lie, man. Emotions are a powerful thing, but you just got to learn how to control it. You got to learn how to, regulate it. If anybody want any recommendations on a book, it's a book called Permission to Feel. I forgot who the author is, but it's called Permission to Feel. And it's a good book, man. I think it's all about just regulating your emotions, labeling your emotions. A lot of us, we just think, so simple as when it comes to emotions, like mad, sad, glad, frustrated, happy, I'm good, I'm okay, I'm fine. And like, we really don't, our maturity is not up when it comes to emotions. A lot of us are in 5th grade when it comes to our emotions, and emotions are very important. They're very important. Your emotions, my emotions, everybody's emotions is important, but it's definitely important how you use your emotions as well. So you have to be able to know how to feel. I know I've went years, man, just being afraid to feel, man, afraid to feel. I would let somebody else tell me how I felt about myself, or about a situation or whatever that happened to me. So it's you have to be self-aware about your feelings. I grew up with parents, they really wasn't into feelings and emotions and stuff like that. My mama avoided emotions. My dad, he definitely did. He was more of like the tough role, and he tried to take up the tough role. So I didn't grow up with anybody helping me to manage my emotions. And it didn't take me until I got older, until I got into adult, to realize, man, you know what? Man, I'm doing a lot of self-destructive stuff. I'm doing a lot of stuff that hurt me. I'm self-sabotaging. I'm drinking, I'm smoking, I'm partying, I'm doing all this other stuff, and which I'm just at the end of the day, I was just escaping from my feelings. I was escaping from, being who I really wanted to be. I'm running from who I am. And a lot of us, when we smoke and drink and do drugs, a lot of us are just trying to be somebody else. We're trying to be ourselves, without us using our own body, if I'm making any sense. Because our brain, it collects data, and it gives you natural chemicals to do whatever you want to do. It's like people who drink energy drinks. You really don't have to drink energy drinks because your brain automatically produces chemicals to give you that adrenaline rush. You just got to know how to do it in a natural way. You don't need caffeine or whatever. People that drink coffee. I mean, your brain produces the same thing that's in, that's the same feeling that you get from coffee. Masturbation, the whole nine. Stimulations, you stimulating your mind can stimulate itself, in a natural way. Reading stimulates you. You don't have to, look at porn or, masturbate to get a stimulation. You can get stimulation from reading a book. But other than that, man, just feelings, man. It's just a lot of us, we look on the outside of us to see, how we should feel, and I want anybody that looking at this and really trying to get close to your feelings and really trying to regulate your feelings, first get that book and, and definitely try to find out about yourself and what your emotions are and, your fears and all that, man. It'll help you out to really figure out things about yourself. And second, I would want people to not meditate, but sit in one spot for like 10 or 15 minutes. Just put a timer on. You can put a timer on your phone. You can put a timer on your clock, alarm clock, whatever you got. And put like 10 or 15 minutes. Sit down and just be quiet. And close your eyes. And just breathe. Just breathe. And I want you to do that for like 10 to 15 minutes. And I'm telling you, it's very relieving. You're going to get, especially if you're a person that's a busybody, you're going to have all types of stuff that's running through your head, and I know I've cried from stuff like that. It's so much stuff to start popping in my head. And what it is, it helps you connect with your mind to your body. It helps you connect, your brain to your body. And that's what a lot of us do. We run around so much. Our mind is not connected to our body. We'll be, that's why, have you ever just got an injury one time, or you might have hurt yourself one time? You be like, dang, how did I do that? How did I just hurt myself? Because it's like you moving. It's like your mind is moving. It's your mind is going, but you're not really feeling your feelings. You're not seeing what's going on. That's why I believe that's the reason why a lot of time people who get shot or people who get stabbed and stuff like that, a lot of time they don't feel it. It's because probably in that moment, whatever they was going through at that time was like, it was an adrenaline rush. Like when you get that adrenaline rush, you don't feel anything. It's like your body doesn't feel anything. That's why a lot of people drink caffeine and stuff. It gives them that adrenaline rush so they won't have to feel their body, but yeah, just it's all about just getting close to your body, man. Especially people who's been through trauma, people who's been through car accidents, people who've been through have been raped or just any situation. If if you've been in a shootout, anything that puts you in survival mode, anything, it ain't even got to be that. It could be you. As you was young, you really didn't have a safe place for how to express your emotions. So, and the only time you ever felt your emotions is when you got angry or or it was a crisis or it was urgent. You had to use something at that time. That could be a trauma experience. It's a lot of things, man. So, if you've been through trauma, first you should have a therapist to kind of guide you through this. And second, man, just get a book and read it. And third, man, just start sitting still, man, for like 15 minutes, man. I'm telling you, it'll do you wonders, man. It'll do you wonders. I'm not talking about meditation. I'm not talking about sitting on top of a rock with a purple wrap around your head and standing on top of your head and for a whole hour. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just take you 10, 15 minutes. Close your eyes, breathe, no music, no nothing, and just sit there. Just sit there and just feel your feelings. You're going to start feeling all those feelings are going to start rising. Whatever you've been ignoring, because that's what we do. A lot, as humans, that's what we do. We ignore pain. We do not like pain. We run from pain all the time. We run from pain all the time. We avoid, a lot of us avoid conflict at work. That's a thing of pain, like you avoiding conflict. Somebody might say a certain thing to you and you might ignore it. Like, man, I'm in my job, so I ain't trying to lose my job. No, you need to address that because it might bother you, and if it bother you, then, you might explode on your kids. You might explode on your friend or anything. And you be like, man, I don't even know where that came from. It probably came from because you was avoiding pain. You was avoiding conflict. So, yeah, man, that's the only reason why I got on here, man. I just wanted to just, give a self-awareness. I wanted to give awareness on just connecting your mind to your body, man. It's very important. It's very important. All right, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Hit that notification bell. All right, man. Peace and blessing.